The North Gauteng High Court will today hand down judgment in the urgent application brought by Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan to have the public protector's remedial action on the SARS rogue unit set aside. Mkhwebane and Minister Gordhan battled it out in court last week, arguing the merits of the report. Now, Gordhan claims the action was politically motivated and groundless. One of the report's remedies involved President Cyril Ramaphosa taking action against Gordhan and instructing possible criminal investigation by the police and the National Prosecuting Authority. Now, in her report, Mkhwebane found Gordhan guilty of misconduct, maladministration and criminality relating to establishing a so-called rogue unit within SARS. In court, Gordhan slammed Mkhwebane's findings as flawed and legally wrong. He said the unit had been completely lawful and had to be established in line with SARS's mandate to apprehend tax evaders. Our reporter Malungelo Boy, who's been following the story, joins us live from Pretoria now. Malungelo, a very good morning. Talk us through exactly what's happening in court and what's expected to be happening today.
That's right. In fact, we're expecting that judgment to be handed down in that urgent application that was brought in by Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan last week, arguing that Mkhwebane's report or findings on him are flawed and wrong in law. That's in relation to Mkhwebane finding public protector that he had in fact violated the Constitution, as you rightfully said. This is in relation to the establishment of the SARS Intelligence Unit, otherwise known as the Rogue Unit, but also the meeting with the Guptas in 2010. Well, we've heard last week Pravin Gordhan's lawyers arguing that actually Mkhwebane did not give Pravin Gordhan a chance to have a say regarding those remedial actions that she wants the president to impose on the minister, but also by law, the lawyers argue that Mkhwebane has to allow the Public Enterprises Minister to have a say on those remedial actions. In the remedial actions, Mkhwebane wants the president to take disciplinary actions against the Public Enterprises Minister. But we also heard last week during the arguments the lawyers of the minister saying that in fact the report that the public protector relied on in relation to this rogue unit, the Sikakane report, which found in fact that the rogue unit was unlawful. The lawyers argued that in fact the report or the inquiry interpreted the law wrongly, and therefore they cannot really rely on that report of the Sikakane inquiry. And also, I think that was interesting was that because they've actually taking that report on judicial review, they're saying that if the court grants this or grants this order or does not give Pravin Gordhan this order, well, it will disadvantage him in a way that what if he's fired and then when it comes to the review, the judicial review, he wins there. They're saying that, well, he would not get, there's no guarantee that he would actually get his job back. Interestingly enough, we've also heard the lawyers of the president saying that, well, they would like to wait for the judicial review before any action is taken in this regard.
Malungelo, we also know that last week we saw that the credibility of the public protector and her office is under scrutiny, judging from the outcome of a judgment last week and also what was said about the public protector, things like that she may have lied under oath. Looking at that and looking at the outcome that may be anticipated for today, what does this speak to when it really comes to the credibility and the trust in the public protector?
And you're raising a very important point here, and this is one of the things both the defense or the lawyers of the public protector cited last week, that it is important first that that the courts understand the role of Chapter 9 institutions. And they're saying that it is important also that these courts allow Chapter 9 institutions to do their own works, and it's important that they redeem or make sure that if any adverse or if this goes against the public protector, the trust the public has on public protector will go down. But I think what is also critical here is that we've heard from the EFF lawyers that were here. Remember, the EFF were the intervening party in this matter, also saying that the courts need to tread carefully when it comes to Chapter 9 institutions in making sure that they don't interfere. But also, I think it's important to note that when the lawyers for the public protector took to the stand or made their arguments, they're saying that, in fact, the public protector had no intentions of actually even opposing this. It was the insults that she had received from the public enterprises minister that, in fact, she could not, in fact, let this go down. She was saying that the fact that she had been called that she's supporting state capture was uncalled for and scandalous. It cannot go unchallenged.
Thank you so much for that update. Our reporter Malungelo Boy there. The High Court to rule on the Pravin Gordhan Mkhwebane legal battle this morning.